real quick, because got an objection today. I haven't gotten in a very long time. Which I know when I say it, everybody's gonna say that's impossible. But the guy actually at the end wanted to know if you needed to think, if you could think about it. I almost never get that anymore, primarily because of how I set it up and structure at the beginning. But every now and then, even though they agree to what I'm going to go through, we still get to the end and they go, well, you know, do I need to think about it? And there's a whole nother close for that. This one's really quickly. The best way to overcome every objection is to head it off at the beginning before they can use it. So since at the end, you know, they're going to complain about price, or they can't afford it, or they just want to think it over, whatever the case is, that's the very first thing that I cover. So right out of the gate, blah, 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 small talk, small talk, small talk, great. I normally have a picture of the lead on my iPad, a lead, just whatever. And hey, this is why I'm here. I work primarily with the senior market, and I want to help you today as far as seeing what we can get, check your eligibility, find out what you qualify for, and then at the very end, we'll figure out what is actually affordable. Now, you get to choose that. That's not my job. My job is to do eligibility. Figure out, based on your age and your health, who's going to give you the best coverage for the money. Now, if it was up to me, I would give you a 20-year-old rate. Unfortunately, we ain't 20 anymore. So you're going to have to get the 65-year-old rate because we can't change your age. Your health is also that's how we pay for insurance. So we're going to have to go through that. I'm going to have to ask you some questions, get some basics out of the way. And then based on that, I will run some quotes of some of the companies that I represent, and we'll figure out who is going to give you the best coverage for your budget. And again, you control the budget, not me. So when I get to the end, I'm going to give you some options. You're going to pick the no-brainer number. And what's the no-brainer number? I'm glad you asked. Because, because I don't need anything today other than to figure out what you can possibly qualify for. That's it. We can do nothing else at all. There's nothing to think about. There's nothing to go through. See how many objections I'm covering up here? Other than seeing what indeed you're eligible for and what we can get you qualified for. So when we get to the end and I show you the no-brainer number, it's exactly that. It's the number, you already know how much money you have coming in and what you can afford going out. So it's the number that you don't have to go get receipts. You're not going to get a calculator. You're not going to get your checkbook and go through the register and all the rest of these things. It's the, yes, I know I can afford that number. Why? Because once you're approved and you have the policy in your hand, now you have something to think about. We can make the determination. The state, that's why I brought my license, gives you 30 days to go over everything. And then we can figure out then if we can add to it, if we're going to change your beneficiary, if we're going to put that accident rider on it, whatever the case is. But the no-brainer number is what we're looking for at the end. Make sense? Okay. Now, actually, let me get, because it makes sense? Yes. Okay, great. Now, when people fill this form out, there's a lot of different reasons that they do it. Some people have no insurance whatsoever, and they need some more. Or they need some. Some have some insurance that needs more. Anyway, you're rolling right into the first page of the presentation. So easy that just kind of flows in there. It's just a normal part of just having a conversation. They just think you're having a conversation and you're actually going through it. But I've tied them down on when we get to the end, there ain't no thinking about it. There is no, well, I got to go and I got to do and I got to, no. Remember, Mary, now you can go back. Remember, Mary, I told you at the beginning. No-brainer number. The one that makes the most sense to you because you don't have to think about it. Once the policy gets here, you've got 30 days, we'll modify it. And that's what you say at the end. Typically, that just rolls over. So anyway, and I'll go through another time of if it does still come up at the end, how I roll into that as well, and different stories that you can tell and go from there. But hopefully this will help you out.